Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. To the front of you, again I have sitting here for sharing of one new story. From that story, really you will get very great advantage for learning of very better of English speaking. If the student who will listen to very carefully of that story explanation, then I say sure all of you will be understood to completely part of that story, and also in a speaking you will feel to very cozy. You will not get of any nuisance in your life for speaking of anything that related from the parts of English. So my everyone, please watch up this video till end, till where that video will be made by me. Don't miss in watching. If you watch up this video, then really you all will become to very success while speaking. Because in this modern time, I am looking many students are muddled up while speaking, and after that when they are muddled up, just they are huddled up. What is the reason for muddling for speaking of anything in English? There is a single reason. When the people start to speak of any kinds of the thing at that moment, they are not able to overcome from that fear. If any fear who is oppressing of you again and again of your mind, at that moment you remember one matter: I shall not have to fear, I shall not have to haggle while speaking. If I am haggled while speaking, there is one reason. We have not in fully confidence. That's why we are muddled while speaking. So my every viewer, please, when you start to speak of anything at that moment, just exact you come in concentrate mind. After that you try to discuss about of any topic related, which topic about you have a desire for discussing the front of anyone. That topics about you can discuss from easily manner. Then which kinds of the story I am going to share? That story is here. This is telling to me the people who is wanting to be ahead in their life, really also the God supports them, and the people who is not thinking about for progressing in their life, also the God does not support them. So what is telling to me of this story? Really we should think always to behave in the life. We should not think of that I shall not be progressed in my self life, whether in more any other lives, as the peoples are thinking about to developing in their life. About of that matter, all of us should think to whole time to be progress. Which topic about, whether which point about, all of us are thinking for being great. About that we should think continually. We should not leave off our strive for thinking of that, for doing of that. One day really we will become to success, because Krishna verses you may have heard, Krishna has told to very great preach to all of us. Means the people should go to work with very struggling. Actually, the person who is worker, they should not see the back way, means my success is coming or not. If you are doing just now and if you are wanting to get to success just, then it does not happen. You go to do a diet, one day success will come sure in your life. So also this story is one Sri Krishna and Arjun. You are knowing already that both are friends. Krishna and Arjun both are friends and both are living in a palace. Once upon a time, one day Krishna is telling to Arjun, my friend, today I would like to wander in any thickness forest. Just Arjun listening of the matter of Krishna, Arjun is telling, my lord, today it became about 8 or 9 o'clock day, and this time you are telling to me, means I am keeping desire to wander in any thickness forest. That will not be better, because now it is coming to very scorching sun, and if we both will come out from the homes for wandering in any thickness forest, then we both will be scorched from the sun. So it is not proper to come out this time from the palace for wandering in any thickness forest. If it will become to next day morning, then in next day morning we both will come out from the palace for wandering in any forest. After that, just Krishna told, okay, as you wish. If you are telling to come out from the palace for wandering in the next day about, then next day we both will come out. After that, when it became to next day morning, both came out from the palace and both started to go the way of very thickness forest. And when both reached in the way of thickness forest, both are looking to very different kinds of the things in that forest, as many animals. Both are looking many birds also were chirping in all over the forest area. Then also both are feeling to very pleasure to listening the chirping voice of birds, and also all over the places both are looking to very greenery trees. As far as both could see, till there only both are looking greenery and very thickness trees. When both went to some distance, and they both are going to take enjoy to talking with each another, means with each another both are talking, because there are only two, one Sri Krishna and Arjun. Both started to wander in all over the forest. In wandering it became morning to till evening, and when it became till evening, then just Krishna is telling to Arjun, now it is spreading to darkness to all over the places, then really we should stay in any safety place. And I think in this forest there will not have of any cottage, rather any house for staying. Then where both will stay? Just Arjun is telling, okay, you are telling to me like this matter, then really we both stay in any safety place inside of that thickness forest. Then where to stay? Also there is coming out for such type of the matter. Then Krishna is telling to Arjun, I am telling of you one idea. If you will listen of that idea, then really we both will be stayed in any safety place. Just Arjun is telling, okay, what are you telling me? Let's order. After that, Krishna is telling, please you climb up one any tallest tree, and from that top of that tallest tree, you see anywhere in side of this forest there is looking of any cottage or house, rather any villages. Then listening of this matter, Arjun just is climbed up one the tallest tree, and from there he is looking, there was one cottage inside of that forest, and that cottage was distant from that place, means where both were, from that place it was some distant. After that Arjun told, I am looking here one cottage inside of that forest. Then Krishna told, okay, if anywhere there is looking of any cottage, then just you come down from that tree. And after that just Arjun is come down from that tree, and both started to go the way of that cottage, where the cottage was looked by Arjun. And when both reached the near of that cottage, then both are looking inside of that cottage. There was very old woman, and her age was about 95 or till 100 it was crossing. When both looked of that old woman, and her body was also collapsing, means her body was hobbling, means she was unable to move, she was unable to wander in any places, even if she was moving here and there too forcibly. When Krishna or Arjun saw that old woman whose body was naked, looking of that, just Krishna started to think of that, my God, she has been so old, even if she is keeping to so power to moving somewhere inside of this cottage, how is she living? Actually also in that cottage there was not more any other person who could help of that old woman except of that old woman. And at the stage both reached on the door of that cottage, just that old woman looked up the way of door, and that old woman is coming out from the cottage and looking the face of Krishna. Just that old woman is recognized, oh my God, the front of me the God has appeared. And just she is telling to Krishna or Arjun, let welcome in my cottage, and both enter inside of the cottage. After entering in that cottage, both are sitting on the cot in that cottage. After that, that old woman started to available of any kinds of the things for eating or drinking. After that, Arjun and Krishna both ate something, and eating or drinking something, both are slept on the cot. When both are slept on the cot, just that old woman is taking a bowl, and in that bowl there was little oil. Taking of that oil, just she is gone on the bed of Krishna where Krishna was sleeping. After that, just she started to massage the whole parts of body of Krishna, and massaging it became whole night. and also Krishna was slept because from whole day he was wandered in all over that forest and he was completely tired. That's why just Krishna was slept and he could not know that means now this old woman is massaging of my body, and when she was massaging the body of all parts of that Krishna in that moment he felt to very pleasure. That's why he slept to very quick, and after sleeping of that when Krishna is waking up in the next morning, then just Krishna is looking on the cot that old woman has sitting, and that old woman till now she was massaging the body of Krishna. When Krishna saw that old woman, my God, she left to awaking whole night. My God, she did not sleep any moment of this night, and she is massaging of my body parts. Really, she is a very great goddess. After that, Krishna is telling of that old woman, please you leave of that. Really, you have not done good with me when I was slept. Then after massaging, also you should slept. But why? Kept on massaging of my whole parts of the body. You have not done good. After some time, when Krishna woke up and when it became about 8 or 9 o'clock, Krishna and Arjun both are telling to that old man, now let me allow to go off my estate. After that, that old man is telling, as you wish, my lord, if you are wanting to go off our palace in our estate, then through of me there is fully allowed, you can go. After that, just Krishna and Arjun both are coming out from the cottage of that old man. Also, that old woman is coming out from that cottage, and just that old woman is bowing off her body, and just she is touching the feet of Krishna. When she is touching the feet of Krishna, just Krishna is blessing of that old woman. You will be died under of 1 or 2 hours. This matter was heard by Arjun. My God, this old man whole night kept on massaging the complete parts of the body of Krishna, and when she is touching the feet of this Krishna, and Krishna is cursing of that old man, you will be died under of 1 or 2 hours. Really, it is not good. If any person who will worship of God, who will offer up any kinds of the thing on the feet of God, and if the God will curse of any one person means you will be died, then the who will want to worship of any God? Really, it is not good. So thinking of that matter, just he came in angry mind and he did not speak of any kinds of the matter. He became silent sometime, and both again started to go inside of that thickness forest. But now Arjun is going in silent mode, and when Arjun did not start to speak of any kinds of the matter, just Krishna is started to think, means what is the reason why Arjun is not talking with me of any kinds of matter today. Just Arjun, that just the Krishna is coming in very meditation mind, and he start to search out of that, means what is the reason. Just he found of that, means he is thinking about of that old man which I told of her you will be died under of 1 hour. And also in the mind of Arjun there is moving of that meter, means that old woman has massaged to whole parts of my body, and even if Krishna has cursed of that old woman, you will be died under of 1 or 2 hours. So why the God, why the people will worship of any God? Like this meter is moving in the mind of Arjun, that's why he is not talking. Then I should answer of him to anywhere. And when both started to go again in that same forest and went to some distance, then it became to time about 12 o'clock. Then Krishna is telling to Arjun, now I am feeling too very hungry or thirsty, so I am telling of you, please you manage of any kinds of the thing, you arrange of any kinds of the things for cooking. Then when both went to some distance again in that same forest, then Arjun is telling there is well in this forest, and in that place there were two wells. There were two wells, means one was old well and second was new well. But Krishna is telling there is also available water inside of this well. Through that water you can cook something. After that, just Arjun is going the near of the well, old well, and when he is going the near of that old well, then he is looking the brick of that old well. It was also old. So just he kicked one or two times in the well of that old well and took out some pieces of bricks for making a stove, for making a hearth. And making of that hearth, he cooked something, and Krishna was slept when he was cooking. When cooking finished, then just Arjun is telling, my lord, get up and have a midday. After that, Krishna sat for eating. Then Krishna is telling to Arjun, now let me tell my dear, from where did you bring the brick for making of this hearth? I am not looking to anywhere any brick in. Then from where did you get available of that bricks for making of this stove? Then just Arjun is telling, you are not looking. The front of us there is one old well and there is one new well. Looking of that means the pointing means Arjun is pointing of Krishna. You are looking of that old well. From that old well I have brought some pieces of bricks for making of this hearth for cooking. Then Krishna is telling, now you tell to me Arjun, you have brought up some pieces of brick from the old well. Why did you not bring up any pieces of brick from that new well? Just Arjun is telling, that is looking to very desert. That is new well. Then how to break up that? That was all. That's why I brought some pieces of brick to breaking of that well. Then Krishna is answering to Arjun, you are knowing already Arjun that old well it was collapsing and more you kicked in the wall of that well and you have broken of that wall of that well. You have justified with that. You have not justified. Just Arjun's mind is going on that old woman. That old woman was hobbling and her life was naked, and just this matter he is thinking, oh my God, the God is wanting to me. Proof means why did you not bring from that new well? Means that is new, that was looking to desert. That's why no any bricks were brought by Arjun from that new wells to kicking or hitting. Then just Arjun is understood of that really. Also the gods and the people also see of those who is looking to desert, who is looking to very glorious. The people also look at them. The people do not want to look the way of that who has been very oldest and who has been very naked. The way of that also no any people's minds are gone. Thinking of that matter, just Arjun is understood to every answer through of Krishna, and this story is over there. Then my all viewer, how did you feel after listening of this complete part of that story? I think all of you may have understood to completely part of that story, means which is new. Also the people are looking the way of that new things, and the things is old. The way of that old things also the people's spectacles are not reached very instantly. So this story is giving to very moral education really in all of us. Like this event happens, like this incident happens. If we are looking up any kinds of the things which is very new, the way of that new thing, all of us spectral are rich, and which thing we are looking that is old, then also all of us spectral are not reached the way of that all things. So always we should think for being great. If you will think for being great, then also the God will help of you. And if you think means I shall not have to be great, I shall not have to be success, also the God will not go to support of you for being success. If you are wanting to get up any kinds of the things in the life, then first you will have to go the way of that thing. Then that thing will come to you. And if you think of that, I am thirsty, and the thirsty means that water will come to me for drinking, then the water is not to come in all of us life for drinking. If you are thirsty person, then you will have to go near of that water, then you will drink and you will quench of your thirsty. So all of us should follow in our life. If we are thinking of that for speaking of English, we should think to almost time we have to overcome from my muddling, we have to overcome from our haggling. If any entangle point is coming in all of us life, then also from that entangles, rather from that complications should come out from easily to doing to hard work. If hard work will be perfect, then really all of us life will be perfect. So all of us should do hard work. We should not avoid from doing of a struggle for getting of any great success. Then for today it's so much, and again I shall visit in my next video. Till then, bye bye, thank you, and please you like of my video and you subscribe of my channel and you share with someone. Thank you.